Welcome ladies and gentlemen to another episode of Lore of League of Legends. With all the Halloween videos done and out of the way, we can continue on with the normal flow. And as I remember, we left off covering the champions of Ionia. This video is going to be covering Master Yi, the Wuju Bladesman, and his apprentice, Wukong, the Monkey King. Enjoy! Ionia is a beautiful and tranquil land, full of lively forests and landscape untouched by human hands. It is also a haven for those seeking spiritual peace and enlightenment. The many monasteries and schools of enlightenment allow people to seek their own path to a better life. Ionians dedicate their lives to the pursuit of enlightenment and not conflict. That does not, however, render them defenseless. Ancient martial arts are taught in secluded schools hidden from unwanted eyes. Master Yi was one of the very few who had been given the chance to learn the art of Wuju, a martial art founded with the absolute principles of sacrifice and spiritual awareness within yourself and that of your enemy. He's descended from one of the very few Ionian tribes that have been burdened with keeping the secrets of Wuju from those who are not worthy of knowing it. Through years and years of hard training, Yi has become one of the most powerful Wuju Bladesmen, but unfortunately, one of the very few remaining. When the army of Noxus arrived on the shores of Ionia, everyone able to fight was called to arms. Master Yi was eager to join the defence to fight for his land and bring honour to his family and village. His goals were simple: use every weapon at his disposal to stop the Noxians from destroying Ionia. His mastery of the blade was unquestionable, but it was not enough. No one was prepared for what the Noxian High Command had planned. Horrors, straight from the laboratories of Zorn, had been transported to the island to spread chaos and destruction. In order to increase his usefulness in battle, Master Yi had been gifted with a techmaturgical device crafted by Heimerdinger, the revered inventor from Piltover. His gift was a pair of goggles called the Seven Lenses of Insight. It was a complicated device crafted especially for the Wuju Bladesmaster and suited to his needs. They allowed him to take a closer look at his enemies and look for their weak points, or to see across a wider range of spectrum than normal people could. Since they have only been synchronized to Master Yi's magical resonance, he can control them with only his thoughts. This artifact has helped him greatly with his struggle against the Noxian offensive on Ionia, but it was not enough. They were a great help, and combined with his exceptional skills, they made Yi a killing machine on the battlefield. The Noxians, however, preferred to stay away from any opposition, instead bombarding the land with toxic barrages crafted by Singed himself. With the Wuju Bladesman gone fighting battles against Noxus, Master Yi's village had been left alone with nothing but a few civilians to protect it. Singed had seen this as an opportunity to test his latest invention. Nobody on Ionia dared to speak about what happened there that day. All that is certain is that when Master Yi returned there, he found nothing but burnt ground and a few ruined buildings, still managing to somehow hold. After the war had ended, Master Yi disappeared, falling into deep isolation for years. He's been training from sunrise up until the late hours of the night with no moment of rest. He refused to speak to anyone, whether they wished to console him, ask him a question, or just have a talk. He was not interested in their words. What he wanted was revenge, and the only thing that stopped him from rushing into Noxus was his promise to keep the Wuju style alive. He's learned how to control his anger and forge it into a weapon if he ever needed to. It helped him develop stronger, deadlier skills, and through hours of long meditation he has won over his aggression. Once again able to control himself, he joined the League in order to ensure he would not be denied his vengeance. Sooner or later, if the opportunity would come, Master Yi would seize it. Since joining the League, Master Yi has spent countless hours meditating amongst the mountains of the Great Barrier. This place was not too far from the Institute of War if he was ever needed, but it was not a civilized place. It was calm and silent until the day he met a curious specimen, a monkey, walking upright as a human and wielding a branch like a staff. The being introduced itself as Kong and asked for the greatest warrior around. Master Yi told him the tale of the League of Legends, and in return, he was given the tale of Kong himself. The Rune Wars had been devastating for the whole of Valoran, nobody could deny that. The effects of those events could be felt even in the Plague Jungles, an area far away from any form of civilization. That's when ancient runestones were lost deep within the jungle. For centuries they have been affecting the wildlife of the forest, granting vitality and slowly affecting their evolution and granting them sentience. One tribe of monkeys had been greatly affected by the runestone, and as the generations passed they came to the stone and started worshipping it as a god. Their leader thought it would grant them immortality and power as soon as they managed to harness the power of the stone itself. The leader prepared an elaborate ritual and performed it with great care. When the ritual was over, the stone had been crushed into dust, but monkeys were still just monkeys. It had, however, produced something else. Kong, a young monkey different from those around him. In the Plague Jungles, you never fight for fun, you're not protected nor provided for. You have to fight for your own survival, fight for food, clean water, everything you might need. Kong, however, wanted something more. Deep inside, he knew he was made for something bigger. He was driven by his hunger for greatness. He sought every beast that the Plague Jungles had to offer and defeated them one by one. He couldn't find a challenge he wanted. Even a sea dragon was not enough for the Monkey King, as they soon started calling him. Seeking the advice of an old sage, he learned of tribes of hairless monkeys that had bent the world to their will, and soon left to seek them out. At first he felt awkward amongst humans, but he wasn't the weirdest thing you'd seen on Valoran. He did not understand how the people lived. They built stone hideouts even though there was no danger around them. They preferred to stay inside even if the sun was at its peak, and they were constantly hiding something from one another. Kong came to the conclusion it was probably because of lack of fur. He didn't understand why they crafted numerous rules for themselves. You had to know what to do during your dinner, in a court, how to talk to another man. It was pointless. He wondered why they couldn't just go back to the simple elegance of harmony, of nature that Kong had known so well from nights spent upon the burrow of the tallest trees. Master Yi had listened to the Monkey King's tale, and admiring his passion and dedication, he agreed to teach Kong in his own ways, the Wuju style. In exchange, Kong promised to become the greatest warrior Runeterra had ever seen, using Yi's style, and pass it on when he found a worthy apprentice. To seal their agreement, Kong received a weapon, a staff crafted by young Doran, as well as a new name from his master, Wukong. The training was long and tiresome. He had to start with the basics of living in a civilized society, but soon enough Kong turned out to be quite a promising student with a lot of potential. Guided by Master Yi's everyday lessons, the Monkey King had managed to harness the power of the ancient runestone that he'd been gifted with at birth. It allowed him to greatly increase his skill and taught him how to create simple illusions to fool his enemies. Following his master's guidance, he joined the League of Legends. He knows that he's not the best around yet, and he's pleased by this realization. If you're already on the top, then there's nowhere further to go. And that's all I've got for you in this particular episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Before anyone starts complaining that Yi's lore is incorrect, yes, I am aware that this is the old lore, and there is a new lore released with his rework, which should be up in a couple of hours after this video has gone live. Don't forget to leave your comments and suggestions in the section below this video and share it around. We're getting close to 5,000 subscribers and I'd like to try and hit that milestone by the end of the month, so start sharing, guys and girls. I was going to release something else with this video, but unfortunately I'm having a few problems with the rendering of it, so it's going to take me a couple of days to get all the minions out of the system that are blocking the way. Thanks for watching everyone, and as always, I'll see you next time.